Hello, everybody! You already know my novel, The Savior's Champion, is coming out on Tuesday the 24th. You already know that I'm posting one video each day up until Friday to celebrate the release. But what you don't know is that on TSC's release date, I won't be posting any old video. I will be live streaming. Join me on Tuesday the 24th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Cliff and I will be playing games, answering questions, and we'll be revealing the 3 grand prize winners of the TSC pre-sale giveaway. On top of that, we will be launching another giveaway, so you gotta show up in order to get the details. Let's get into today's topic. I'm here to introduce you to the cast of TSC. TSC has a pretty huge cast, so today you're gonna meet the 20 competitors of the Savants tournament, and tomorrow you'll meet everyone else. This is a spoiler-free video. I will not reveal anything about the characters that would be a spoiler to the plot of TSC. However, if you don't want to know anything about the characters, if you want to go into TSC completely blind, skip ahead to this time in the video. That way you can learn today's winner for the pre-sale giveaway. Now let's get to the beefcakes. The 20 finest men are selected to compete in the Savants tournament and fight for the Savior's hand in marriage, and these are the men who are chosen. The first category of men are the Savants, men of mind, heart, and craft, or as I like to call them, the nice guys. It sounds like a compliment, but no one wants to be labeled as a nice guy in a fight to the death. We'll start things off with our leading man, Tobias the artist. Tobias is a laborer by trade, but an artist in his heart. He had to give up his art apprenticeship a few years ago in order to provide for his struggling family. Because of this, he hasn't created anything or really done anything for himself in years. When you meet him, he's this withdrawn, cynical, sour son of a bitch, but you can't really blame him. His family is suffering and he is tired. But then the Savants tournament rolls around and he has the opportunity to take care of his family indefinitely, provided he sacrifices his life, because he's probably gonna die. Through his journey, you'll see him grow and change as a result of the challenges and dangers he faces, as well as some much needed romance. Get yours, Toby. Next we have Milo the Benevolent, who happens to be Tobias's best friend. Milo and Tobias's friendship is better described as family. They're neighbors, they've known each other their entire lives, and Milo pretty much attached himself to Tobias at a very young age. They actually don't have a ton in common. Milo is very frivolous, he's an optimist, and he's stupid. He's the kind of guy who dreams of adventure and glory, but doesn't really think about all the shit that goes with it. Bless you, Milo, you tiny idiot. Next, we have Isaac the Jester. Isaac is an actor. He belongs to a theater production that travels the realm and performs for the masses. Clearly, the specialty is bringing the giggles, hence his laurel. Personally, I don't think Isaac is funny. I actually find him kind of obnoxious and annoying. And let's just say I'm not the only person who feels this way. Next up is Hansel the Poet. This dude's a writer, which means he's kind of insufferable. I'm a writer, so I can say this. He's one of those creatives who takes himself way too seriously and fancies himself a supreme artist, but then when all the prestige is stripped away, he's just kind of a wimp. Don't act like you don't know writers exactly like that, cause you do. The last savant is Raphael the Intellect. If you couldn't tell by his laurel, he's really smart. Raphael is a keeper at the Thessian Archives, which is kind of comparable to the Library of Alexandria. He's honestly an extremely complex character. He's one of my favorites, but it's hard to talk about him without dipping into spoilers. I'll just say that even if he doesn't seem important at times, maybe pay attention anyway. Time to move on to the second category, the stalwarts. Dutiful men who work hard and true, or as I like to call them, the blue collars. First up is Garrick the Brave, aka Gingerbeard. No one actually calls him that, but they should. Garrick is a soldier of the Savior's army, which sounds really impressive until you realize Thesson hasn't been to battle in centuries. Nevertheless, Garrick thinks his title gives him an advantage in the tournament because technically, he's already serving the Savior. His body is her shield, but it can do a hell of a lot more than that, if you know what I'm saying. Next up is Altair the Physician. Quite frankly, I don't know what the fuck this dude was thinking joining the tournament. I mean, on paper, Altair looks nice. He's got a cute face, he's got a good job, he's a doctor for crying out loud. But of all the men competing, he is one of the most out of place, because he is scared of everything. I'm just gonna assume he wandered into the tournament and no one asked him to leave. Stalwart number 3 is Lucian the Cetus. Lucian is a fisherman, he works hard, and he's good with his hands. His family is from the Outlands, and in honor of his heritage, he's got cultural tattoos tattoos circling his biceps. Gotta love a tatted man. He is one of the few dudes in the tournament who is both brave and a genuinely good guy. Next up is Fabian the farmer. Fabian is extremely devoted to the savior. He's the type who prays to their god every day, thanking it for blessing them with the savior's reign. This makes a lot of sense given his background because he comes from a very successful family of farmers. The general belief is that the savior blessed the earth and in turn made it fruitful, so in his eyes, his family wouldn't be thriving if it wasn't for her. And the last stalwart is Orion the hunter. Orion's kind of got that rugged caveman thing going on. He's really tall, really muscular, really hairy. I'm not too fond of a mouthful of facial hair, but that's just me. But in all seriousness, Orion is a chill guy. He kind of flip-flops between being a total Boy Scout and being completely apathetic to everything around him. Our third category is the Lords, men of coin, charisma, and beauty, or as I like to call them, the frat boys. First up is our resident douchebag, Neil the Noble. This dude's a piece of work. He's better groomed than the prettiest bitch in your hometown. He's even got swirly swirls in his hair. Prettiness aside, he's not really the kind of guy you want to associate with basically ever. He makes his douchery really obvious right from the start. Moving on, we have Bo the Adonis. If you're not familiar, an Adonis is a really hot guy. So that's pretty much all you need to know about Bo. Dude belongs on the cover of a Harlequin romance novel. All he needs is an open shirt and some big-ass man nipples exposed for all to enjoy. Unfortunately for him, that's kind of where his assets end, seeing as he's a dumbass. As my critique partner so eloquently stated, he's a pretty package with nothing inside. Number 3 is Caesar the Regal. Caesar is called the Regal because of his royal roots. He's got ancestors from a bazillion years ago who were involved in the royal bloodline, and his family's been riding that wave ever since. You know that trust fund kid who's never worked a day in his life and lives off the family name? That's this guy. The next lord is my personal favorite, Xander the Cavalier. Xander is easily the nicest guy in the Savants tournament, or maybe the entire world. He is gentle and kind and tries to find the good in everyone, which is far more than I could ever do. But don't let the smile fool you. He's not as innocent as he appears. Our last lord is Flynn the Prince. Flynn is the richest man in the Sovereigns tournament. He's also fine as hell, and he knows it. There are many arrogant men in the tournament, but I'd argue Flynn is probably the most self-involved meat sack of them all. But sometimes he's able to get away with it because he's funny and charming and really persistent. The man knows how to get what he wants. Finally, we've reached the last category, the Beasts, warriors of strength and power, or as I like to call them, the Beasts. I don't have a cute name for this one. First up is Enzo the dog. Enzo is one of the few competitors who doesn't currently call Thesson home. He hails from the realm of Kovar and is actually a personal guard for the Kovarian queen. Just to give you some context, Kovar is the realm of warriors. They are known for their military. If this dude is guarding a literal warrior queen, that means he knows how to fuck shit up. Next, we have Bjorn the bear. Bjorn is a big hairy dude who isn't really scary like the other beasts. If anything, he's kind of endearing. The reason he's listed as a beast, or the reason he's in the tournament at all, is for a really unique reason. You can just read the book and find out. Beast number 3 is Drake the dragon. Drake has a really interesting backstory. He spent a lot of his life in the Outlands, which covers a ton of uncharted, dangerous territory. Tattoos are also really big in the Outlands, and Drake is literally tatted from his neck to his feet. His tattoos are a protection spell, so he basically believes he's immortal, and you don't want to get in a fight with a guy who thinks he can't die. Next up is Antaeus the giant. If you couldn't tell by the laurel, Antaeus is a huge motherfucker, both in personality and in height. This dude is a professional arena fighter. He's kind of like a gladiator, except in Thesson, their gladiators aren't slaves, they're just famous athletes who might die. In other words, he fucks people up as a profession. That's not concerning at all. And last but certainly not least, we have Kaleo the shepherd. They call him the shepherd because he's such a sweet, lovable lamb. That's a lie. Physically speaking, Kaleo is the most out of place of the beasts. He's not super huge or super muscular. He looks like you could have plopped him into any other category and he would have blended in just fine. That said, all that goes out the window the moment he opens his mouth. or literally does anything at all. There's not much I can say about him without dipping into spoilers, so you're just gonna have to read the book and meet this dickhole yourself. Those are the 20 men of the Savants tournament. Tomorrow I'll be hitting you with the rest of the cast, including Tobias's family, the royals, and the Savior's court. On to the prizes. As you guys know, everyone who pre-orders the Savior's Champion is welcome to enter my pre-sale giveaway. Today, one lucky winner is walking away with a signed arc of Tiffany Sly Lives Here Now by Dana L. Davis. Congratulations, Dana. Your release date is almost here. Tiffany Sly Lives Here Now comes out on May 1st. And the winner is this person. A huge thank you for pre-ordering the Savior's Champion. I'm sure you're gonna love both TSC and Tiffany Sly Lives Here Now. And a huge thank you to Dana L. Davis for being so supportive of my book release. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every day this week, and if you wanna be alerted as soon as I upload, you have to ring that bell. Just do it. Just do it. If you want to read an awesome book, pre-order the Savior's Champion and enter my pre-sale giveaway. You still have time to get in on the action. TSC comes out on Tuesday. Speaking of, don't forget to check out my live stream on Tuesday. It's gonna be super fun. Cliff will be here. It'll be awesome. And be sure to follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, and of course you can tweet me at Jenna Moreci. Bye!